Matthew, when it comes to packaging sustainability, you say simplification is emerging as the most powerful strategy because it reduces risk across regulation, recovery, logistics, and communication all at once. Talk us through this one. And I do agree that simplification is better than complexity, but I have to be honest with you, I really don't see many companies and certainly no regulators making simplicity a priority. To me, extended producer responsibility, EPR, here in the United States, feels like the exact opposite of simplification. It's building an entire complex infrastructure. So walk us through this. Simplification is the most powerful strategy.
If we start with regulation, there is a fundamental issue that exists in the regulation today. And the regulation today, that issue is that most of it's been copy and pasted from Europe. So they're taking PPWR and they're going, well, that works in Germany, it's going to work in Brazil, it's going to work in New York, it's going to work in Ottawa, it's going to work in Australia. And it doesn't because they're all completely separate places with different cultures, different infrastructures, different setups, different everything. And so that's the first fundamental issue, is the fact that there's this lack of simplicity where they have an idea in their head of what they want the outcome to be, but they don't reverse engineer it through how do you make that work from an engineering or manufacturing or recycling perspective. And so that's one of the biggest disconnects that I see at the moment, where you have people, so for example, in the Middle East, there's a lot of regulation about plastics, but they don't have mechanical recycling facilities. And so there isn't anywhere where they can get a hold of mechanically recycled plastic to fulfill that requirement of the law. And so you get a lot of these weird loops where the law is telling you you have to do something, but you can't actually do it because the software or the platform or the infrastructure doesn't exist to get them what they're asking you for. And so a lot of the companies are floundering a bit because they obviously don't want to pay the fines of non-compliance, but when they try to say to the regulating bodies, we need to do this in a way that we can actually make it happen, they're being rebuffed or told, just comply to it, or like, we've laid out the law, it's super clear and easy, and just go ahead and comply to it. So that's a really huge thing that is a massive mess that is created from something that could be a lot simpler. So that's the sort of the first area where simplicity is missing, but it causes a very big issue very quickly. It
almost sounds like we need the complex structure before things can be simplified.
Yes, or if
you... Oh, I love or. Go into the or.
So the other option is to kind of reverse engineer the regulations. So rather than being told by somebody at the top end of the supply chain, this is what I need you to do, to look at the resources you have that are making the product and then efficiently go back through that and think, okay, well, this is the way that something is made. This is the way we make cans, or we make bottles, or we make cartons. How do we make that as efficient as possible and then regulate to that degree? So we say, okay, we know that the manufacturing of this product can be done to a certain optimized level, and that's what we mandate. So we say, we're going to need you to take the weight out of the package, or, reduce waste, or reduce like excess space, or do all the things that you can do that are improving the packaging without complicating the manufacturing cycles of the companies that are trying to comply to that regulation.
Manufacturing, but then also recovery too, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.